You're right, that is kind of poetic. Trouble on my tongue.
I guess we are poets after all,
Little
guys.
trouble on my tongue over here. Yeah. So the day we wrote this song, or the day we came up with the idea, we were at a concert venue called The Bitter End, which is in New York City. It's this tiny, little historic venue. And Ryan, I believe, went into the bathroom and saw a sticker on the wall that said The Weaklings, and I guess it was a local band.
Yeah, like a local band there. And I
Local.
remember thinking, that's a very AJR-ish thing to say. I'm weak, to be, self-deprecating like that. And so we brought it back to the living room. And I remember the first thing we came up with for this song was, I should stay strong, but I'm weak. That was the punchline of the song that we knew everything else needed to be circled around that idea.
No thank you is what I should have said. I should be in bed. But temptations of trouble on my tongue, trouble's yet to come.
Yeah, I think that line means kind of the feeling that you get at the beginning of the night where you know there's going to be trouble tonight.
Such a great night is in front of you,
Yeah.
and you don't know that it could be generally bad for you, but that moment before you do it is the greatest feeling in the world, and you can't say no to it, you know?
One sip,
Bad for me,
one hit,
bad for me,
one kiss.
bad for me, but I gave in so easily.
I feel like we're just kind of neurotic, worried Jewish guys that grew up in this household where everything is kind of bad for you, you know? And so we were just raised like that, and for some reason in our brains we can't shake that all of these vices are actually bad for us.
And specifically for that line, we used a girl's voice going one sip, one hit, one kiss, and it's actually my girlfriend, and she's not a singer at all, and she was just over one day and we said, can you just do it? And she just did it, and we wanted to kind of give this sort of temptation, temptress sort of feel, one sip, one, drawing us in, and I'm saying bad for me, kind of conflicting emotions right there. And no thank you is how it should have gone. I should stay strong. We all either go or went to Columbia in New York, and he graduated, and me and him are technically there right now, but we're taking time off, and I did my freshman semester there, and that happened once or twice a week. I think I would be kind of in my dorm working on something, or I should go to sleep and just get some rest, and my friends would come knock on my door and say, nope, we're going out, and it's just so hard to say no to something like that when I should be getting sleep, and I know I have to keep healthy, but I gave in, every single time. So that exact situation happened again and again and again. But I'm weak, and what's wrong with that? Boy, oh boy, I love you when I fall for that. I'm weak.
I think maybe everything in moderation, because the song kind of values giving in to temptation, but also if you go through it enough, you're going to kind of abstain from taking part in some of these things. So I think moderation is probably a good model to live by.
And what's wrong with that? Boy, oh boy, I love you when I fall for that. I'm ooh, but I'm weak. And what's wrong with that? Boy, oh boy, I love you when I fall for that. Our favorite band of all time is the Beach Boys. We grew up on the music of the 1950s and 60s, and them specifically, even you could see, even clothing-wise, we take from them.
And I think our favorite producer of all time is Kanye West. So I think if you take those two influences, marry the Beach Boys songwriting with Kanye West forward-thinking production, you get AJR's sound.
Because we have ooh, yeah, which is very Beach Boys mixed with sort of this hip-hop kind of dirty beat.
Yeah.
And it creates something that kind of throws our fan base off a little bit, and I think that's why they connect to the music so well, because they hear something and then they're like, oh, wow, there's something else, and then there's something else. You constantly want to keep people's brains, moving. No, thank you. They call me after dark. I don't want no part. My habits, they hold me like a grudge. I promise I won't budge. We fall for that. Wake up, we fall again. We fall for that. Can't wait to fall again. By your boy, ooh, by your boy again.
In this song, we have something called spoke step, which is something that we kind of created, and you know how dubstep takes a bass line and kind of messes it up? we do the same thing with vocals. And you hear in a lot of radio songs now people kind of like messing up vocals, but we try and take that to the next level. And when they're recording, they kind of just spurt random sounds into the microphone and mess them up completely. Everything from like to brr. And
when you say spurt, I just imagine me spitting all over our living room, just all over the place.
That's what it was.
That's the image that we want. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's when he was going that. If you listen on the record, it ends up sounding a lot cooler than what he was doing.